Hi everybody. Hi. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. You are highly welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you're clicking on a video and seeing my face, I really appreciate it because I'm very sure that YouTube would have shown you plenty of videos, but you clicked on my own. So thank you. I really appreciate it. For those who are returning, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed to my channel, this is a very good time. You can subscribe to this channel. On this channel, it's all about African women, especially it's all about Nigerian women. And so if this is something that you are interested in, please subscribe to my channel. On my channel, I discuss everything that I feel we need to do in order to move the Black race and the African continent forward. So if this is something you are interested in, stay with me. Thank you so much. But for today, I would like to discuss a topic that is very, very touchy for a lot of people in Nigeria, where I live. You know, Nigeria is a highly religious society. Religion is something that can make Nigerians fight very, very much. So if you are the kind of person who doesn't tolerate other opinions, who believes that the only thing you know is the only thing that should be done, then this would be a very good time to click out, because I am more likely going to piss off a lot of people. But I must get it off my chest. And I believe that, frankly speaking, this concept from the topic of the video, ancestral causes, the belief in ancestral causes, this is one of the reasons why Africans, we are the way we are. What exactly is an ancestral cause? Ancestral cause is a belief that a lot of people have, that somebody back in their lineage, maybe a great-grandparent or something, probably entered into a covenant with a deity or with a spirit, probably an evil spirit, or did something so terribly evil that he was able to pass on his evil to his children and his children's children until it got to them. And therefore, ancestral causes are the reason why they are suffering what they are suffering. Some people can be so dirt poor and they will blame it on ancestral causes or their inability to have good luck or something like that. This is a belief that is very, very common amongst Nigerians, and it is very common to see people who will just, some people are lucky to have ancestral relics in their houses. They still have relics of, maybe there used to be an ancestral shrine, something their ancestor did, and they believe that this thing is the reason why today they cannot succeed in life, they cannot get rich, they cannot maybe get married or something like that. And so they'll go and pack all these things and go and burn it. Why do we actually believe in ancestral causes in the first place? For me, I think it's one of the silliest things to believe in, that people who are long dead can somehow have the ability to influence what is happening in our life right now. And instead of us to take responsibility for what is happening in our life, we're looking for someone else to blame. Therefore, we blame our ancestors. I don't believe that our ancestors, African ancestors, were more evil than the ancestors of the Brits, for example, or the Scandinavians, or the Arabs, or anybody else for that matter. See, if these ancestral causes were real, why is it that the British family, for example, the British royal family, is not suffering from it? Why is it that it is only Africans and no other race in the world is suffering from these ancestral causes? Because frankly speaking, for me, it would mean that this God that we serve is not a God of justice. Because I've not seen anything in recorded history that Africans did that was so terrible and so unforgivable that to the extent that we have to pass on this ability to be evil or something like that to our ancestors. The ancestors of the royal family and the Brits were the ones who crossed over the Atlantic Ocean, came and enslaved Africans. Today, they are not suffering from ancestral causes. What about the Scandinavians? The Scandinavians, go back, if you don't study your history, go back and study about the Viking Age, for crying out loud. The Viking Age see, the Vikings were people who were known for something called the Viking raids. For me, the modern equivalent for what Vikings would be something like maybe Boko Haram or a terrorist group, ISIS, Fulani herdsmen or something like that. But Scandinavia is one of the best places to live today in the world. Why? Why is it that the ancestors of their own, somehow, the evil that their own ancestor did is not haunting them till today? It is only Africans that keep denigrating the memories of our own ancestors in the belief that they did something so terrible. What could they have done, for crying out loud? What could they have done? Why is it that there's no ancestral cause worrying the Belgians, for example? Do you know the kind of evil that King Leopold of Belgium did in the Congo region? Today, there are several places in Africa that are destabilized directly as a consequence of the horrible policies of colonization. And somehow, these Western countries are not suffering from ancestral causes, you are the one who is suffering from ancestral cause. So tell me, if you believe in ancestral cause, my comment section is going to be open. Why do you think that your ancestors are bad and God will be punishing you for what somebody else did? Some of these ancestors are people you don't even know. Their names are no longer in history, but you believe that what they did is the reason for why you are. Tell me in the comment section. I would really, really love to hear another opinion apart from my own. But frankly speaking, the reason for this video is because I'm tired of these stories of ancestral causes from Africans. Why do you think that our ancestors will sit down? These are people who could build the pyramids of Egypt. These are people who had very, very wonderful art. Today, works of art from Africa back then are fully all over the European museums. These are people who were not illiterate. These are people who were not wicked. These are people who were not evil. They are highly creative people. If not, so the Brits will come and pack this thing and go and keep in their own museum. But these people were evil. Do you know how much these relics are worth today? They are worth millions of naira. They are worth millions of dollars, as a matter of fact. And you come and tell me that the people who built these civilizations are evil. They are not evil. See, we have to really work on our mind as Africans. Frankly speaking, we have to take ourselves to a point where we do not have to take leave of our senses because we are religious. If you want to tell me about following the Abrahamic gods, all you need to do is go back further in history. You will find a time when even English people were not worshipping the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We don't have to continue to vilify our own ancestors for not worshipping the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For crying out loud. Okay, what about the Indians today? The Indians do not worship the gods of Abraham. They don't engage in Abrahamic religions, and the heavens have not fallen on them. There is no ancestral cause disturbing the Indians, is there? What about the Chinese who don't even have any god at all? What do you want to say about them? Why do we have to keep carrying on? I realize that this thing is only among Africans. I've never seen anybody of another race complaining about ancestral causes. It is only Africans. We have to stop taking leave of our senses. We have to stop giving people reason to laugh at us. For me, it is really very, very funny. If there's anybody in the world today that should be suffering from ancestral causes, it is the British royal family. If anybody in the world today should be suffering from ancestral causes, Belgium should be suffering from ancestral causes. If anybody in the world should be suffering from ancestral causes, it must not be Africans. We are the ones who were victims of slave trade. We didn't really engage in the wickedness of slave trade. Well, yes, it took two people to buy and sell a slave. Do you understand? But why is it that the God of this God that is punishing you people will only punish Africans but will not punish the other people for it? Today, Barclays Bank is still operating in Africa. I think Nigeria is one of the few countries in Africa where Barclays Bank does not operate. Why? Think about it. Barclays Bank actually started as a bank for giving out credit and loan facilities for slave traders. Today, the descendants of these people who engaged in slavery are still there enjoying from the shares of Barclays Bank. The British royal family are still there. They are reaping the dividends of slavery. And nobody has ever said, let us pay reparations to black people. Today, people pay to go to British museums to go and see the handiwork of Africans that we are denigrating today. God forbid, though, for me, I do not denigrate my ancestors. I don't even believe that there's any such thing as ancestral causes. So why then is Africa poor? I think for me, poverty is a consequence of taking many bad decisions. It is a consequence of cooperating with your government to take many bad policies. Okay, policies that are people unfriendly. If Scandinavia today is one of the best places to live, it is because of the policies that they have. They hold their government responsible. They do not ask God to do things for them that they can do for themselves. And that's one of our problems in Africa. We believe that prayer is a substitute for work, and it is not. If you're listening to me, let me tell you this: no matter how much you pray, and if prayer was going to be a solution to anything at all in the world, Nigeria is supposed to be the best place to live, because there is no amount of prayer. People have organized prayer in Nigeria on a national scale. And this thing is all over sub-Saharan Africa. We just keep praying and praying and praying, but prayer can never take the substitute for work. It can never take the place of work. And these people today that we are going to beg them for visas to their countries, going about claiming that Abraham's blessings are yours, but your own ancestors have no blessings to give you. These people worked for whatever it is that you are admiring in their countries, and if you are willing to work and put the effort back in your own country, then your country is going to be better. And all of a sudden, ancestral causes will pack away and leave you alone. That is the reason for this video, because I am so annoyed. It's so horrible when you see people talking about it. You need to go through YouTube videos, and if you see people talking about ancestral curses and how to break ancestral curses, it is an African. It is more likely going to be an African. I hope that this video changes your opinion on these things called ancestral curses, that we should begin to take responsibility for what is happening in our society. Never blame extraneous forces for what is happening. It is not possible that somebody will give birth to a child and do not want the best for the child. We have different languages where people are named, and a name is a prayer by a parent, hoping that his child surpasses him in achievement. So the average African wants his children to be better than him. The average ancestor is praying that we be better than him. Just the way you are praying that your children should be better than how you are, is the same way. But beyond prayer, we must begin to lay the foundations that our children will come and enjoy, so that our children will not come and say we too were cursed. There's no such thing as ancestral curse. Please, dear Africans, thank you so much for listening to me. I really appreciate it that you stayed this far with me. If you have not subscribed to my channel, this is a very good time to do so. I believe that we will get to a point, I hope, where we will move away from religion to responsibility, where we take responsibility for our actions. Too much prayer is no good, I'm telling you. Even the Bible said people should watch and pray, isn't that so? So we're guilty of too much prayer and not watching. Sometimes so many things can be happening under our noses and we're too busy praying about it. But other people who do not pray are enjoying their lives. They are building their own heavens here on earth. I really hope that I touched one or two people today, even if that's the only thing I did today. Okay, thank you so much for listening to me, and I will see you all in my next video. Drop me a comment, give me a like, I'd really appreciate it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye bye.